Some secrets were meant to stay buried, but not here. This is Red Tape File.
In the vast annals of crime, history has produced masterminds and blunderers alike. Today, we journey into the depths of what could arguably be called one of the most bizarre criminal escapades. An account so absurd that it verges on the comedic. Yes, it is the story of one of the dumbest criminals to ever attempt wrongdoing. But who is this unfortunate soul whose tale of blunder has earned him such a title? Let us delve into this intriguing narrative, a tale of criminal ineptitude that has baffled many and entertained even more. Picture this. It is a crisp autumn morning in 2008, and a man named James Washington finds himself in a situation as dire as it is laughable. A resident of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, James was initially confined to prison for a particularly sinister offense. Facing numerous years behind bars, James concocted a plan to finally free himself. But instead of plotting an elaborate escape or orchestrating a legal maneuver, James, in a remarkable feat of illogical decision-making, decided that the best way to ensure his freedom was to fake his own deathbed confession. Yes, that's right. James, believing that he was on the brink of death after what he thought was a heart attack, hastily confessed to a murder he hadn't committed. In a hospital room, surrounded by the sterile scent of antiseptics and the rhythmic beeping of monitors, James lay in a state of assumed finality. It was here, in these dramatic and unfortunate circumstances, that he uttered words intending to absolve himself of his previous infractions. Ironically, his intention was simple: to provide closure to the family of the victim and somehow achieve a posthumous absolution of his imprisoned soul. However, what James did not foresee was the consequence of his confession, a consequence that redefined his fate almost immediately. You see, against the odds, James survived. In what many would call a twist of fate, he walked out of the hospital bed alive and, contrary to his previous assumptions, far from deceased. Now, rather than lying under a headstone, he found himself standing before a courtroom. His confession, irrevocably etched in the annals of legal evidence, was now being scrutinized by those seeking justice, not just for one crime, but two. James Washington's gambit not only failed spectacularly, but also managed to extend his time in incarceration, a feat of misjudgment seldom matched in the chronicles of criminal history. In confessing to a crime he hadn't committed, the consequences were indeed grave. His ill-conceived strategy increased his prison sentence rather than nullifying it, turning an act of deception into a cataclysmic error. What compels such illogical decisions? Was it the panic of impending death, the disorientation of medical distress, or merely an attempt to gamble with fate, hoping for an unlikely Thanatos-driven reprieve? Perhaps it was the sheer desperation of a man caught within the iron bars of the justice system, grasping for any semblance of freedom, however misguided. This escapade of folly shines a light on the obscure corners of human rationale when desperation takes the wheel. James Washington may have wished for redemption, however flawed and misguided his method. In the end, he exemplified a classic case of why cunning is often better when tempered with clarity and a hint of wisdom. But this story is not just about James, not merely a singular figure illustrating colossal failure. It stands as a testament to the numerous tales of miscalculated risk and absurd mischief, a warning that while crime may not pay, stupidity ensures that it won't. So what lessons from this tale that straddles the line between tragedy and farce can we extract? Perhaps it offers a moment of reflection on the value of thoughtful planning, even when faced with the direst of circumstances. It reminds us of the human penchant for grasping at straws, illustrating how, under pressure, what masquerades as a stroke of genius may reveal itself as a glaring blunder. Ultimately, the narrative of James Washington, albeit amusingly etched in the annals of criminal history, is a call to approach life's challenges with prudence over panic. For in the theater of life, a poorly placed act rarely culminates in a standing ovation and almost always leaves the actor lamenting behind the curtain long after the lights dim. In conclusion, while many criminals have committed egregious acts or executed clever schemes to escape justice, it is often those with laughable errors and shocking naivety that leave a permanent mark, underscored in history as reminders that brilliance is as vital as brevity, and caution must accompany any plan, no matter how grave or trivial. James Washington's tale is one such story, remembered for its unrivaled absurdity. A true reflection of how the human spirit, when misled by desperation and folly, can render life not only stranger than fiction, but funnier too, albeit unintentionally.